Man, today has been just a messy day in general. Lots of Canucks news. If you missed out on the video we made this morning, then hey, check out the video going over the Canucks and a San Jose Sharks prospect that they're targeting. We also uploaded just a little bit ago the Canucks versus Sabres postgame, wherein we talked about the now league-leading Vancouver Canucks taking the 1-0 victory at the hands of Sam Lafferty and Thatcher Demko. That's all available on the channel if you want to go out there and check, but this other video is going to be for the Vancouver and Toronto fans, baby. This may piss off other fans of other teams, but you know what? What's a little love without a little hate, right? Let's go out there and talk about the 2024 All-Star voting. Now, I get it. Save your judgments and reservations about how pointless the All-Star game and everything is. I get it. It's not really the biggest deal in the world. A lot of players would probably rather want to just go on vacation than head over to Toronto and participate in the NHL's festivities. But at the end of the day, for the fans, this is a very big pride thing. And a lot of this boils down to whom the NHL will be deemed worthy enough to be an all-star, and it's that level of pride attached to the label that I think many fans really do care about. So let's go out there and talk about the names that we had already known. Heading into today, we already knew that there was at least one representative from each NHL team. This is standard procedure. They always seem to find a way to do at least one guy per team, but there was an added level of fan interaction this year because even though the first 32 guys were already decided by the NHL, fans had the opportunity to vote on everybody else. There were 12 extra names that were possible to be voted in via social media. You could go onto Twitter and you could tweet out hashtags with the player's name that you would vote for, and some days the votes were worth double, so it was very good for the NHL to get that interaction. Now, earlier today, we had ourselves a list of 5 extra guys that were added on via the fan vote. They were Cale Makar of the Colorado Avalanche, Leon Draisaitl of the Edmonton Oilers, Alexander Georgiev of the Avalanche because, okay, I guess, Sergei Bobrovsky of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Jeremy Swayman of the Boston Bruins. Now, a lot of people, their immediate action was, wait a minute, why are these the guys being revealed now? Thatcher Demko of the Vancouver Canucks was first overall in votes by a mile last time they revealed the numbers, and who in the world invited Georgiev? That guy's at an 8-9 something save percentage this year. With that being said, though, there were still 7 more names to unveil at a later time, and the NHL decided we're going to reveal these 5 names first: Draisaitl, Makar, Georgiev, Swayman, Bobrovsky. We're going to do this in the morning, and then once Hockey Night in Canada starts, we'll get the final 7 that were fan voted and put them on the air so everybody knows the entire list. Well, after the Canucks beat the Sabres 1-0, we shortly had the list presented to the rest of us of the 7 remaining names that the NHL will be sending to the All-Star game. They are JT Miller, Brock Boeser, Thatcher Demko, Elias Pettersson, William Nylander, Mitch Marner, and Morgan Rielly. Baby, let's go! The Vancouver Canucks have 5 All-Stars this year, plus the coach. Rick Tocchet is heading over there too for Team Pacific, and the Toronto Maple Leafs have 4 guys with Matthews, Marner, Nylander, and Morgan Rielly. So if you wanted to break it down by most All-Stars by team, Big Head Hockey went out there and had a tweet. The Vancouver Canucks have 5 All-Stars: Hughes, Pettersson, Boeser, Demko, Miller, plus the coach, Rick Tocchet. Toronto has 4: Matthews, Marner, Rielly, Nylander. Colorado has 3 in McKinnon, Makar, and Georgiev. Boston's got 2 with Swayman and Pastrnak. Oilers have 2 with Draisaitl, McDavid. The Panthers have 2 in Bobrovsky and Reinhart. And every other team has 1. And, you know, not saying that things are guaranteed, but yeah, the first reply, Rams' loudest fan, I like this reply. Canucks are running the league, baby. Oh, yes. So if you wanted the entire list, it is available here on Twitter as well. The entire roster sorted by team alphabetical order: Frank Vatrano of the Anaheim Ducks, Clayton Keller of the Coyotes, Pastrnak of the Bruins, Swayman of the Bruins, Dahlin of the Sabres, Lindholm of the Flames, Sebastian Aho of the Hurricanes, Carter Bedard of the Blackhawks. Just kidding, he'll not go, so Jason Dickinson's probably going to go instead, man. We've got the Colorado guys, Georgiev, McKenna-Makar. Columbus has Boone Jenner. Dallas has Jay Gottinger. Alex DeBrincat of the Red Wings is going, plus the 2 Oilers, Draisaitl, McDavid, plus the 2 Panthers, Bobrovsky and Reinhart. The LA Kings have Cam Talbot. Kirill Kaprizov is the representative for the Minnesota Wild. Nick Suzuki for the Montreal Canadiens. Philip Forsberg of the Predators. Jack Hughes of the Devils. Barzal of the Islanders. Shesterkin of the Rangers. Brady Tkachuk of the Ottawa Senators. Travis Konechny, Philadelphia Flyers. Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh Penguins. Tomas Hertl of the Sharks. Oliver Bjorkstrand of the Kraken. He had to cancel his family vacation to go to this event. Robert Thomas of the Blues. Kucherov of the Lightning. And then you have the 4 Leafs and the 5 Canucks, plus Jack Eichel of the Vegas Golden Knights, Tom Wilson of the Capitals, and Connor Hellebuck of the Jets. Wow, that is a mouthful. Now, I could totally understand the way they wanted to do this and why they ended up, broadcasting 7 of them on TV. They left the first 5 out in the open earlier this morning because the fact is, Vancouver and Toronto fans just went so ham on the social media voting that you were bound to see at least 1 or 2 of these guys each heading into the All-Star game once the votes were all tallied and counted. Like, this should not be surprising to anybody who had their eyes on social media, taking a look at who was getting voted in and what names were getting tossed around there. Vancouver fans went ham. And I get it, there are fans of other teams that I'm seeing that are a little bit salty about this. Oh yeah, but Vancouver and Toronto have so many fans. Like, how is that fair for the rest of us? Oh, I think that X name should be in this competition instead of that guy. Like, it's gonna cause some ruffles amongst the feathers of these fan bases. That's totally predictable. But the way these guys have all played this season, you can't say that they don't deserve it. Like, come on. JT Miller, Quinn Hughes, and Elias Pettersson were all tied for first in the NHL in points a few weeks ago, and they're all still there in the top 11, I'm pretty sure. Quinn Hughes didn't get a point today, so he's out of the top 10. But Pettersson and Miller, yeah, they're smack dab in there. Meanwhile, you've got Brock Boeser, top 5 in the NHL in goals this year. Thatcher Demko is tied in leading the NHL in shutouts this year. The Vancouver Canucks superstars have been just that, superstars. And so seeing them all get eligibility and get voted into this All-Star game, getting that label of being an All-Star, yeah, no, that's not undeserved. Sure, you could very well say it's a bit overkill, but then again, I mean, all the other guys who were not voted in, you could very well say that Elias Pettersson, Boeser, Miller, Demko, and Hughes are all more valuable than these extra players. Like, I don't know, people are getting pissed off. I'm seeing that Alexis Lafreniere didn't get voted in. People are getting pissed off that their other young guys didn't get voted in. I'm seeing so many controversies amongst other fans as to why Toronto and Vancouver went out there and dominated this list. And they're getting rewarded pretty much for having the most fans. But realistically, even if that is the case, these guys that were selected still are good enough to justify the selection. And that goes for the Toronto players as well. So Morgan Rielly, yeah, he's in. You've got Mitch Marner, he's in. And of course, William Nylander, who is literally top 5 in the NHL in points right now, he's in too. So that's not too bad of a surprise. You could say that there are a lot of extra names that maybe should have been added, like Evan Bouchard for the Oilers. People are talking about Zach Hyman. I'm seeing a lot of salty Oilers fans about that. But hey man, the fan voting's the fan voting. We could get anybody in here if we wanted to try hard enough. It's just for the Vancouver Canucks, it's been so long since this fan base had the opportunity to be annoying about something that now they gotta go out there and go balls to the wall, man. Canucks fans, look, we gotta stay inside, man. It's too cold out. We don't know how to touch grass. We just stay inside on our computers watching hockey highlights and retweeting NHL All-Star vote JT Miller a whole bunch of times every day. That's what it's like being a Canucks fan. So the fact that it all paid off and now there are 5 All-Stars for the Vancouver Canucks, I think the most All-Stars a team has had since, like, what did they say, the Oilers in the 80s or the Penguins in the 90s? Something like that. Some crazy number. The Canucks have been so good this season, and this feels like a year where if this momentum is going to continue, where they keep on having like the #1 Stanley Cup odds and they have these top guys in points and Demko is still doing well and now they have 5 All-Stars, like, who knows how far this season is going to go? Who knows how the tail of the tape is going to shape up when the hockey gods decide the outcome of 23-24? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're a Vancouver Canucks fan, how do you feel about the team getting 4 voted in All-Stars to add on to the Quinn Hughes who was already labeled by default? Rick Tocchet, he's getting over there too, so it's going to be a Canucks showcase. Maybe just have a Vancouver versus Toronto Stanley Cup Finals matchup while you're at it, eh? That's going to be fun. That's essentially what we're seeing with this All-Star game now, right? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as to how everything will shape up. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.